I ngā mana, i ngā reo, i ngā iwi o te motu, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. It's fantastic to see you all, and it's brilliant to be here to be able to celebrate our achievement this week with Legalise Love Waikato. Of all of the groups who've campaigned around the country, it's Legalise Love Waikato that I think is the one that has made the biggest impact in a variety of ways. Because you guys all made submissions, right? And there was one particular day when the select committee was hearing submissions in Auckland, when a number of you came up and gave your submissions. And those submissions told your stories and said why marriage equality was so important to you. And I could see members of the select committee changing their minds and becoming resolute supporters of this bill, now an act, in front of my eyes. It was amazing and fantastic. I want to say a particular thanks to Sue and to David. David, absolutely brilliant for your support on the third round. Thank you so much. That was a very brave thing to do, and we really appreciate it. I also want to recognise a couple of other people. I haven't seen Judy Hudacre here or Daphne Bell, but both of them have been really great supporters in the Waikato, and my thanks and aroha goes to them. I want to recognise also a really special Hamilton person who has been amazing, absolutely amazing in this campaign, and without whom I believe we wouldn't have succeeded in this campaign, and that's Megan Campbell. Megan, great to see you. Thank you. Megan has been absolutely pivotal to corralling the votes from National Party MPs to ensure that we have support from right across the House, except from one party, who we won't mention. And lastly, I want to say a really particular thanks to the person who has led this movement right from the very start in an inspirational and amazing way. Is Morris here yet? Just kidding. And I'm talking about my amazing, fantastic, fearless, awesome friend, Louisa. Louisa. It's been an honour and a pleasure to support you in this. Thank you. And thank you, Legalise Love.
Ngā mana, ngā reo, rara, tirama, ngā whānau o Waikato, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Can I begin by thanking both Stu and Nat and the team here in the Waikato. You've thanked me for my contribution to making history, but what I know is that we've achieved this because we've worked together. And in fact, you need to congratulate yourselves. Because the way in which we've managed to influence people like David, and I want to acknowledge both David and Sue and Anaya Mahuta, who as your elected representatives, have been very strong in their advocacy of us, of our community. And that, I couldn't have done that. You've all done that. You've all done that because you've made contact with them, you've engaged with them, and you've inspired them, I think, to make the vote that they did. So I'd like to acknowledge my parliamentary colleagues here in the Waikato based on your advocacy for our community. I'd like to acknowledge my colleague Kevin Hague. We have walked this journey together during this process with a team of committed cross-party representatives. So I can't stand here and not acknowledge the Honourable Tau Henare and also Nikki Kay particularly, and Jamie Lee Ross on behalf of the National Party, and Megan is here as well. And I just need to let you know that this truly was a cross-party initiative, and we brought about change because I think we behaved in a different way. Usually politicians run a particular party line, and that's it, you can't move them. But I think throughout the debate, what has moved people has been our stories, our community stories, and the fact that our community have stood up. We are proud of who we are, we make wonderful contributions to our society, and so I am so proud to be a member of our LGBTI whānau. I'm so proud of us. And I'm also so proud of our ability to walk hand in hand with the different members of our community who may not understand, like, or actually have had any experience of LGBTI family members, friends, work colleagues, and a whole lot of other things. So the opportunity that we now have is actually to be normal functioning members of our communities, to start bridging some of those gaps. Because one of the things that we have to remember is that there are some people in our community who don't agree with homosexuality. We have to understand where that comes from. And I know personally, coming from an electorate that has high numbers of Pacifica people and people from, or new migrants from places like Pakistan and India. And so I think it's incumbent upon us as well to extend that hand of friendship, to make sure that in living our lives we also respect and have some tolerance for where they stand on this issue. Now for me that's really about acknowledging a heritage that they've come to New Zealand with, but also saying and being very clear that as New Zealanders we believe in equality, we believe in non-discrimination, and I think my colleague Tau Henare summed it up really nicely at the end of his speech, where he said to all the LGBTI whānau, welcome to the mainstream. We're not on the margins any longer, and so I know for us here, it's our time to celebrate. I congratulate Matt and Amy on their wedding. That will be a huge celebration within the community. And exactly. But our job isn't finished here. I think that there are a lot of things that we can do to support our whānau in Australia who are going through the same conversations that we've had. So anything that this campaign here can add to what's happening in Australia, because of the fantastic grassroots way we've mobilised, I think that we should now look at how we can influence the discussion and debate and assist that. One of the other critical things in the Pacific is we need to come to a point where, as a global community, we accept homosexuals as equal human beings, as equal citizens, and so that agenda still has to be one of our key priorities. Well, that's what I'm focused on, but for us today, it really is about celebration, and I just want to thank you very much for the invitation to share today with you, and it's been my privilege and my pleasure to be part of creating change, but I know we've done this together, and so I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for making my job easier, and the only other person I want to acknowledge here today is my darling Prue. For being the strength that I needed to assist in this campaign. So thank you all, enjoy the day, and we look forward to celebrating with our community. I believe the choir's on soon, so I look forward to hearing from them. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.